Welcome to Atom Bigg Cricket Podcast. This week's cricket wrap up, we are talking about a lot of things. I'm Shirunandan Srinath. I'm joined with Vijay Lokapally, sir, senior sports journalist, and Krishna Maitreya. So, both, how are you? How is cricket? And hope you're staying safe.
Yeah, I'm staying safe. I'm good. And I have been following cricket. I'm still up to date. And though I couldn't attend the last two sessions, but I have been following very closely.
Welcome back to your own show, Maitreya. You have been missing in the last couple of episodes. Good to have you back. And and good evening to Akash, also the man who hides behind and does all the work. And Chiru, of course, it's always a pleasure to be here. So, what are you planning to have in this wrap up? There's so much happening around the cricket world.
Yeah, we would like to talk about England versus Sri Lanka. So England have whitewashed Sri Lanka in the T20 series, and they have won. They gone lead in 1-0 in the One Day Internationals. We'll talk about women's cricket for sure, and then there is I mean the World T20 Cup that is being shifted to the UAE, and even the second World Test Championship cycles updates. So we'll talk about all of those things. Sir, let's get started, right? We have to talk about Sri Lanka, right? They're losing matches. They haven't got contracts for this England tour. They're breaching the bio bubble. Kusal Mendes, Gunathilaka, and Dickwella. So they had a party on a Sunday night, and they breached the bio bubble, and they're punished for that. And also, they're losing matches like hell. I mean, they were a quality team years back, and now you see them losing such matches with very good quality team, or even with low quality team. I'm not criticizing any team to be a low quality team, but Sri Lanka, they're losing matches. How do you take it? What is happening to Sri Lankan cricket?
You're right, Chiru. It's very sad to look at the state of affairs as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. It was a giant at once upon a time. In Asian cricket, it had a very special place, and it would always begin on even terms, whether it was against Pakistan or against India. And they had some iconic cricketers over a long period of time. Look at people like Arjuna Ranatunga, Aravind De Silva, Roy Dice, Roshan Mahanama, and then you had in later years Chamin Abbas was there to serve, Kumara Sangakkara, and if you Muralitharan, of course, Mahela Jayawardene. So it is a cycle, I think. They are struggling because suddenly they have lost big players. And also, it's a fact, Chiru, that this team lacks self-pride because for what they did, the breaching of bio bubble. See, you can lose matches. One can accept that, but this act by these three cricketers has harmed the team big time because one, they will not be available. They are out for 1 year, and so they're going to miss the home series against India, which people are looking forward to. And that series was organized for the sake of cricket fans in Sri Lanka to ensure that they get the right revenues for the cricket board, and in turn remunerations to the cricketers and administrators, coaches, the stakeholders who are involved with cricket. But this was unacceptable, and they have been rightly punished. And it's a lesson, I think, for everyone that you cannot compromise discipline. And by breaching the bio bubble, they were told what will be the punishment if you breach, but still they went ahead, which means lack of discipline. That cannot be tolerated by any team in the world, and especially I feel very sad because Sri Lanka is such a beautiful country. They're very warm people, very friendly people. They love their cricketers so much as you see the love for cricketers in India or in Pakistan. But this is unacceptable, and I think I would love to know what Krishna feels, about what these three players have done.
Yes, sir. So I feel I feel after the from the past 1.5 year, we have the quarantine, and everyone knows the protocols now very well. So in the beginning, if they would have gone, I feel it would have been new for them, so it would have been excused. But now, since everyone knows all the rules and it's been very clear, many countries have followed it, even in IPL, and many leagues they have followed it, which have happened recently. So they knew all the rules, but still they went out. I feel they did it knowingly, so they got the right punishment. But I feel for the Sri Lankan teams and the Sri Lankan fans, I feel it will be a really sad thing to lose these players because already their team is not really strong. They are not giving good performances right now, and in such time, I feel these players who have been suspended, they are really good players, and I feel they should have. Stepped up and been more responsible than to get suspended. So I feel instead of going out, I feel they should have practiced more and got new tactics and stayed with the team and helped because these were the tough times for the Sri Lankan team and they have not been performing well for the T20 series. It was a whitewash. Sri Lanka lost all the three matches in the first ODI also they have lost. So I feel they should be more responsible, but they haven't, and it's the right punishment they need it because it will be a lesson in future for who are trips or goes out of the bio bubble. I feel it will be a lesson for them, and since I feel for the next 2 3 years this protocol might go on because we don't know when the COVID situation will get under control. So the player safety is the first thing. So the bio bubble may continue for many more years, at least for the 2 3 years. So I feel this will be really important, an important lesson to players from all over the world, not only Sri Lanka but all the countries. And I feel for them missing the Indian tour also will be not good. Indian tour I feel was organized for entertainment as well as you have said for the Sri Lankan fans and for everyone. And they missing out on their tour also will be a sad thing, but we shall see what happens. And I feel it was a right thing to do, and they got the right punishment. I feel.
Yes, Chiru, do you agree? Do you agree that they've got the right punishment or they deserved more?
I think they got the right punishment because already Kusal Mendes is struggling, is having a lot of ducks in his recent performance, and then you have Guna Tilaka and also Digwella. They are not star players right now, so they are building up in their career and they need to perform well to get into the Sri Lankan team. At this time, if they're banned, that means it means a lot to them and also Sri Lankan cricket because they could be match winners in the if they were given chances, but they got the right punishment. I would tell so.
Right, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, when you look back, did you expect Sri Lanka to surrender like this to England? I mean, have you followed their cricket so closely? What are your impressions? I mean, do you think England was so good that it had to make a clean sweep of the T20 series?
Yeah, I think
Uh,
England were too good because Sri Lanka have been a team inexperienced as of now because all the 11 players combined, the matches they have played combined are far lesser than how many matches Ian Morgan has played. So I saw the stat yesterday and I was amazed because Sri Lankan cricket is now like this. I mean, once upon a time in 2011, they were the finalists in the World Cup, and I've heard a lot of them. Jay Surya, today's his birthday when we are recording this, and then Mahele Jayawardene, as you told, sir, they're greats in Sri Lankan cricket. But now you see they're a team of a low quality, I would say, because they're going to England and losing a T20 international series and also a one day international game. So I think England were too good. All their players performed really very well. Uh, David Malan was excellent, and their bowlers were too good to defend and get their wickets. And also, I think England have been good.
Yeah. Yes, Krishna. What do you have to add?
So even I feel England were really good because they have uh, the not given a competition. If you see, Sri Lankan scores were really less, and England could chase it out very fast. And we might think the first two matches we would have thought maybe it was a low scoring game. But if you see the third T20, England, when they batted first, they hit 180 runs, and Sri Lanka got out for 91. So it clearly shows that their batting is also not good as well as their bowling. So they have to improve on all the aspects. And I feel after losing the T20 series, they would have worked really hard. But even this ODI, first ODI, they have lost. So I feel they will be coming back to make a big comeback. They will be, and since these three players are now out of the team, I feel the other players will try to fill in the gap, and it will be a tough thing for them because losing these players, they could be match winners, and getting new players in the place, it will be difficult to put the right players because taking out already playing players and trying to replace when the team is already not performing well, I feel it's a tough decision, but they will take and I expect them to come back in the next match. I expect them to win, but if they lose, I expect them to give a really good competition, make a high score, and give a good bowling. So I feel they will come back and try to give a good performance, all round performance.
So let's talk about the first one day international. Let's get the match summary and talk about the things that happened in the first one day international. So England win the toss. They elect to field first. Sri Lanka score 185 in 42.3 overs. Kusal Pereira, the captain, scores 73. That's nearly half of their total that they score. Asaranga scores 53 and little contributions here and there, and they get to 185. And Chris Wokes for England, brilliant. He's been out, in and out of England team, but he's been a brilliant bowler, takes 4 wickets, an economy of 1.80. It's not a T20 game, it's a one day international game, and an economy of 1.80 is really good. He's bowled 10 overs. And can you believe that stat? And then David Willey, 3 wickets. England batting, Johnny Bairstow started off really good, 43 of 21. Livingstone 9, Joe Root 79, then Moeen Ali 28. Chamira took 2 wickets, although expensive. So let's start with Chris Wokes. He's been in and out of England team as I talked, but he's been so good, versus that New Zealand test and now here taking 4 wickets, economy of 1.80. That's really mind blowing. Let's get two of you involved in this. What do you think of Chris Wokes? Should England have Chris Wokes as a permanent bowler?
I think Chris Wokes has been there. I mean, he's been used very well by the English selectors, and it's not that he's always been at his best, but here, obviously, taking 4 wickets with that kind of average, he made a big contribution, and it's I think warning signal for the Indians to be ready. Chris Wokes is the kind of bowler who can test your skills, and when the ball is moving, obviously India is only going to play test matches, and that will require a different set of skills by the batsmen and the bowlers. But Chris Wokes has always been a very very impressive bowler in the English conditions. So Indians might as well be ready if Chris Wokes finds a place in the English bowling lineup. And then, of course, please don't forget Joe Root. That was a very well constructed innings. He ensured that they won big. So with a captain like Joe Root, I'm sure, and an attack where Chris Wokes is leading the brigade, England are going to make life difficult for India.
Yeah,
Mithri, your thoughts?
I feel that Chris Brooks was really brilliant because, as you have said, he has been in and out of the team, and there's been so many matches he did well. Again, here he did well. So I feel the time he was out, I feel he worked really hard and tried to make a really good comeback. I feel it was really planned for him how he bowled. I feel a lot of hard work in the time when he was out. he instead of worrying why he was out of the team, he prepared well, I feel. So his result, I feel his good time has come now. And as Sir has said, I feel India should be prepared for him because if he comes into the 11, I feel it will be a whole new lot. It will be tough for India. Already, India has lost the WTC finals, and now India are in the spotlight. India are getting so many comments, good and bad. Some are supporting them, some are not. So India is on a lot of pressure, and I feel now India will plan very carefully, bat very carefully, ball very carefully. So Chris Wokes coming in will make it a lot more dangerous for the batsman, and I feel India should be prepared for whatever comes ahead. And Chris Wokes is one of the danger who's coming, I feel.
Very well said. I'll go to Vijay sir for this, right? Bairstow. We need to talk about Bairstow. His approach to a one-day international, 43 of 21 balls, 204 strike rate. And it's not a T20. The approach you see from him is really very good. It's a one-day international, 50 overs and a mere 185 total. And he starts off with a bang, hits 1-6 and then 6 fours. How often do we see him hit like that? Just like he amplifies England from the start. He and Jason Roy. Yes, Jason Roy didn't play the last match, but they've been that openers for England in the one day international, and they kickstart with a bang, and they score a lot of runs in the power play one. So, sir, like because of Johnny Bairstow and who these openers are, England have been able to consistently touch 380s, 350s. Yes, they didn't do it yesterday because the total was 185 that was made by Sri Lanka. But if England batted first, that's what the total I expect from them. So, talk about Johnny Bairstow's approach to a one-day international and England's approach that happens.
And are you surprised that Bairstow bats like that? I mean, he has had a career of attacking batsmanship, and we saw when he came to India. You have seen him in the IPL, the way he constructs his innings, and I mean, he doesn't need time to settle down. He comes as if he's already scored 50 runs in the dressing room. So Bairstow is actually a delight to watch for the simple reason that he has an amazing range of strokes. You can't really. There are some batsmen you can tie down on the leg side, or some you can tie down on the offside. But in case of Bairstow, you cannot, because one, he's fearless, and when you don't have this fear of failure, it works wonders. And as far as Bairstow is concerned, he's been doing it for years. He served English cricket so beautifully. He's among the most respected batsmen in the world. If you talk to bowlers, they confess that Bairstow makes it difficult for them because of his footwork. He's able to adjust himself so quickly, and sometimes there are some premeditated shots also from Bairstow, which also again makes it very difficult for the bowlers. But I have a lot of time for Bairstow, and I've always loved his batting because of the positive intent that he brings into his style, and the fact that he has always scored big on big occasions is another important factor that makes him such a very lovable cricketer in the English lineup.
The next topic is the T20 World Cup is in the UAE now. It's going to be held from October 17 to November 14 in UAE and Oman. It will start 3 days after the IPL final. So, but ICC needs to ensure the pitches get enough rest between the two tournaments. So the two tournaments, big tournaments, are clashing against each other. IPL, a very good domestic what to say a tournament, and then you have the World T20 Cup, which is very important for India and rest of the world. So how will players come into the IPL, and how will Indian players get enough rest, or and it can IPL can give injuries right before the T20 World Cup. So how do you both take it? Like, this is in the UAE, and ICC's rules are really clear that the pitches need to get rest, and there are a lot of problems. How do ICC go and take on this, and how will BCCI adjust to this? I want both of you to take thoughts on this. But firstly, Maitreya, what do you feel about this? And uh, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel it's a really good move because I have been expecting. I was thinking that in the beginning I felt either IPL will be there or the T20 World Cup will be there. But now since both are there, I'm really happy from that aspect. Getting to see both the tournaments this year, and then coming to, as I've said, the pitches need rest. So when we come to the end of the IPL, the last few days of the IPL, there'll be only the playoffs left. So it will be, I feel, if they take the playoffs into some grounds where they won't start the first few matches, so they can keep like the playoffs matches of the IPL can be played in a certain grounds, and the other grounds remaining can be the matches for the first few matches of the World T20. So those pitches will get some rest, and the afterward matches can be played in the other pitches which they play playoffs. So it will have the good rest time, so that problem will be solved if they play in that manner. And then even so the IPL, after the IPL 3 days, and it's in the UAE and Oman. So I feel they have somehow made way and squeezed it, and they have got to play this T20 World Cup after 2016. We are playing again. They thought to play in 2020, but it was not possible. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I feel even all the countries will be looking forward to it. And since the IPL also, it will be providing as a really good practice for the T20 World Cup. All the players will get to face each other from different parts of the world, different countries will be coming to play. So since it will also be in UAE, so I feel that will be more of a really good practice session also, as well as it will give the players, you can say, well, suppose a player's team is going to play the finals in the T20 World Cup, it will give him a heads up like how it will be on a finals match or in a playoffs match. It will be almost like playing the semi-finals, quarterfinals of the T20 World Cup. So it will be the same pressure, the same pitches, the same conditions. So it will give him more experience to go and tell and for the T20 World Cup, it will be helping them a lot. So every player will benefit who is playing in IPL, and just that the players have to be careful not to get injuries, because injuries, it will take a lot of time to heal, and they should not miss out of the T20 World Cup. So that's the only place where the players should be careful. Otherwise, I feel it will be a really enjoyment for the fans and a really good practice for the players, as well as uh, since all the countries players are coming, I feel every country will be able to benefit from playing the IPL also.
Okay, that's your opinion. Let's get to Vijay sir for this. So, sir,
Yeah.
like, how do you feel it? Because players are not getting enough rest. So, Maitreya has found a solution for the pitches and all those things. Maybe that could be used. But how do you feel about players' rest and international players not playing? I mean, Australia is now going to play, maybe even New Zealand. So, how do you feel about this?
You talk about the IPL, right? See, try to understand World T20 is a very prestigious tournament. It is also an ICC tournament. IPL is a BCCI's domestic tournament. So there is a difference. It is just the money factor that makes IPL so very popular. It is a fantastic platform for youngsters to go and showcase their talent. But ultimately, it is the World T20 which you want to win. And here, you're just trying to somehow get over the this edition of IPL, which had to move out of India for bio bubble breach, and which was not good for the image of the game and image of BCCI. But they managed to pull it off. To have it in IPL means that they will be able to honor all the financial obligations which they have, which is also very important to run the sport in India. But my worry is that are we going to get a very competitive IPL? Because with the World T20 to follow very soon, I'm not too sure if the players are going to give their best. They will be guarded. The key ones, at least those who are in the running for a place in the World T20 squad, they would like to get injured. because that would be a big blow to their career. And you would rather want to play for the country than franchisee. So you will reserve your best for the World T20 tournament. And I hope. I mean, there is hardly any time, like you pointed out. I mean, it begins so quickly. So IPL will be a subdued affair, but I look forward to the World T20.
Okay, sir. The next topic is England versus India Test Series, and that will kickstart the second World Test Championship Series. That's the first series of this second cycle. England will. So let's have a look at the schedule, sir. England will play 21 tests, India 19, Australia 18, South Africa 15, but New Zealand only 13. And then when I see this, I don't think ICC is doing a fair job. Yes, I do understand the COVID protocols and all those hosting problems, but to be fair and square, each team needs to play same number of matches. That's what my opinion on this is, sir. And also, if you look at Pakistan, they're playing all major teams on their home soil and all maybe not those big competitive teams in away. So it's for Pakistan, it's the easiest way to the World Test Championship final. And then you have New Zealand who's playing only 13 tests. Like, how is this possible? I mean, if you have to be 100% fair, this is not what I expect from ICC or something like that. So let's get all of us involved in this, right? Vijay sir, what do you think of this cycle and this schedule?
I think they have taken into factor a lot of things, and home and away series. Where would you have played your last series against a particular team? So fair enough, you may be having matches at home, but since it is under the scrutiny of ICC, you will not be able to have tampered pitches, or not tampered, what do you call doctored pitches, where you think it will suit your style. So there is no harm you're getting to play at home, because not many teams have been traveling to Pakistan, so which is good actually for Pakistan cricket, for the fans, that they will be able to watch some of the best players of in today's contemporary cricket. But I'm looking forward to an India-Pakistan series. I don't know when that is going to happen. It is not scheduled in the series, so again we'll have to wait. But
Maybe if India and Pakistan come in the World Test Championship Series final.
yeah, maybe yes. So, but there again, it's a very far-fetched idea. As of now, we don't know where India would be and where Pakistan would be at the end of the cycle. But ICC is making a concerted effort through its member unit. So I think it's a good idea, and we are in for some exciting cricket.
Maitreya, your thoughts?
Yeah, so even I feel it's they're trying to do their best because every team will have to play ODIs and T20 series. So for each team, what is comfortable they're trying to do, and that is the reason different teams have different number of matches. So Australia has 18, Bangladesh has 12, England has 22, India has 19. So Pakistan has 13, New Zealand has 13. So I feel New Zealand should have got more matches because they have really played well and they deserve more matches. But since the schedule is already given, we cannot do anything. But I feel I'll be looking forward to more improvements in this because I feel every team should get to play same number of matches and the same type of conditions because sometimes see in home we can't give difficult countries to play in like I feel that it should be really competitive because some countries may get some easy matches while some may get really difficult teams to play with. So I feel every year, every edition, I feel it can be changed and some countries can get easy this edition. So something like that they should do because every edition one team cannot get difficult countries while other gets easy. So they should do something about that. And otherwise, I feel one more thing. I feel every team should play the same number of matches. I feel every team should get to play the same number of matches, and they should somehow squeeze in and get to play those test matches. So I feel it's really important for every country to play, and they should play the same number of matches. So I feel that will give them more opportunity, more experience, as well as the way they keep on going into the after they play one or two series, they'll have more improvements to make, and they will make, and at the end they will be more successful team. So if they play only 10 to 13 matches, by the time if they play 20 matches, it will be a lot of different, because after 10 matches, still 10 matches are remaining, and they will have a lot of points to change, and they'll have still a lot more left. But only 13 matches, I feel it will not be that good. So I feel that's another thing. But I feel ICC is trying to do their best, getting all the teams, because test is one thing which is very difficult to play. If rain comes, one day is gone like that. So it's a very difficult format of the game if compared to ODI and T20. So I feel ICC is doing their best, and with years going on, I feel it will be improved, and I feel it will be a regular cycle. I feel.
Yeah, maybe we can expect a same number of matches to be played in the third cycle. But let's keep moving. Let's pick up what we usually do on cricket wrap-ups is we pick up our best players at the end. So for this week, we have the topic of best spinners in the current era. So I will pick my top three and I'll pick my top one. So I give enough time for you both to prepare. Okay, so for me, Nathan Lyon from Australia is in my top three. Then Ravichandran Ashwin, and then Moeen Ali, and then I have Ravichandran Ashwin as my top number one test spinner. I mean, in this current era. So that's what my pick is. Let's get to you both, and let's get your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
I'll
So
pick. Sorry. Go ahead, Krishna. Go ahead.
I will pick Ashwin, and then I will pick Rashid Khan, because I feel Rashid Khan as a spinner, I really like him the way he plays, and I will pick Jadeja. So these three are my top three, and Ashwin is the top one.
I think my views are same as Chiru, because I'm so happy he's picked Nathan Land, because he's a traditional spinner with a lovely high arm action, and he turns the ball big. So he's a very dangerous bowler on any kind of surface. Ashwin, of course, has proved his might all these years, and he's been a fantastic bowler in the WTC cycle. I mean, and then Moeen Ali, of course. Moeen Ali if you remember, he troubled India on the last two visits to England. So he's again, if you can trouble Indian batsman, you have to be a good spinner. So I agree with Chiru on these three, and again I'll have to agree with Chiru that Ashwin is the best. He's a very versatile bowler, a very hardworking cricketer, and very thinking cricketer. So best spinner today is obviously R. Ashwin.
Yes, all three of us picked Ravichandran Ashwin. This is really good. Greatest of all time spinner, maybe. I'm not sure of the previous eras. Please don't get me wrong, but Ravichandran Ashwin is definitely one of the greatest spinner of all time. We'll conclude this episode by what you should do is follow us on all social media platforms, support us on Buy Me a Coffee, and then join our Discord server. You'll be able to chat with us about cricket. And thank you, Vijay sir, and thank you, Maitreya, for coming to this show. And thank you, Akash, for editing our podcast episode. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Chiru. Thank you, Krishna, obviously, and the man behind the show, Akash, because if he doesn't do his job, our show doesn't go online. So thank you, Akash. Thank you very much.